Previously on Minecraft.
So we are going to go back to the village, and we are going to go back to the village, and we're going to work on making a zombie spawner farm. I did also recently install Optifine, so our next little endeavor is going to be, unfortunately, back into the nether. We're going to raid a temple. Nice, so we got a sweeping edge book, 19 gunpowder, 11 string, 10 bones, 9 TNT. Need a whole bunch of this stuff. That's about there would be ideal. Oh, Jesus. Another one? Oh, shoot. From this tube down this tube. That right there, and whoa. Worked out. Now all the zombies are right here. And I swing. And takes just a couple swings to kill off the whole group. AFK this farm for a little bit until we get some carrots and potatoes. I'm gonna leave this recording for about half an hour. And we've got all of this right here. Now I'm probably gonna try to set up a little mini farming area to get some additional carrots and potatoes before the next episode. Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. This is well after the last episode where I made the zombie farm, and I've done quite a few things. We're going to start by showing that I did set up a farm right over here. And this farm has been used to harvest plenty of carrots and potatoes so that we can make our villager breeder with the villagers who happen to be in here. And get the camera back to what I'm used to. But there is a small problem. One of the villagers apparently got attacked by a zombie. Yeah, I forgot to light that place up and a zombie spawned in there. Additionally, another thing's happened since then. I got attacked by a pillager patrol while doing some of my AFK going between the base and the zombie farm, and I managed to capture one of the pillagers. He's already been disarmed, and that'll help us with setting up an iron farm in a later episode, probably not today, although it's possible. Interesting thing about this guy too, that is not how I typically have to deal with this. I didn't have anything ready to nickname this guy. I didn't have an anvil set up. I didn't even have enough iron to do it when I found him, and I still managed to save him. I found a little interesting trick, at least works in single player games, where I went into my options, I adjusted the video settings, and I actually adjusted the render distance down to a measly 2 chunks. And the thing is, if he was outside of that render distance, he didn't despawn. This was sort of thanks to something that Zoomovoid pointed out during some of his things, trying to experiment with wandering traders, and I took advantage of it, and because of it, this guy didn't despawn, and I got the chance to nickname him without losing him, even though I didn't have anything ready at the time. He actually spawned back over at the village, which I'm going to put this back where you can actually see things now. But yeah, so he was actually spawned back in the village when I found him. And I only managed to catch the one. It was really hard even just to do that, and I didn't have multiple name tags anyways, so I would still have been dealing with the 2-chunk render distance if I didn't figure that part out. I've also done a little bit of remodeling into this main room, which has gotten blown up by creepers a couple times since the last episode, but I keep fixing it. And now we have a little bit of organization and plenty of chests going on. So I also covered this up so I could walk on it, to make it so I have a little bit more room, and kind of functions like a little guardrail. Set up a couple more furnaces. I managed to get an anvil and a grindstone. The anvil was needed so I could rename the one name tag I got from the zombie spawners on this guy, which is why he is nicknamed Pacified, because he's all good to go. Hopefully he doesn't die, because he's actually gotten attacked a few times from those same creepers I mentioned earlier. Gonna close this back up so that we got a walking surface in here. But yeah, so everything's sorted in here now. So we got some treasure items, desert items, different types of cave stones, all my tree-based products, plants, my food, which you can see I got plenty of carrots now. We definitely have enough to set up the farm that I'm looking to do today. And we got some tools in here. For a second I thought that was a netherite hoe, and that threw me off quite a bit. one thing that throws me off about the damaged equipment appearances, which comes with one of the vanilla tweak settings that I've got set up. And a bunch of extra equipment, redstone stuff, all sorts of stuff. I've gone through that more than I need to, but I do want to show you the benefits of the zombie farm too, since that's been set up for a little bit. So I'm going to run over there quick. So I still need to make the farm look a little bit better, but we have taken advantage of this farm quite a bit, to the point where I've had to expand the storage quite a bit in here. And everything is actually pretty much full. We've got a ton of zombie flesh for when we can get a trader that can buy that stuff from us. And then even this is partially filled up right now. So, and if we do wait, the zombies will fall down, but right now I really don't need anything from them. We've gotten what we need for this, at least temporarily. So, but I did want to show that that farm has been used extensively since the last episode. We're going to go right into making the villager breeder, but I'm going to have to take a little bit of a roundabout way. I was hoping that, knowing that he got zombified, I would be able to grab the one remaining villager back at the village, but it looks like he must have gotten attacked while I was AFK at the zombie farm. So there is no additional villagers without going to a new village. So instead, we're going to start setting up the center where the villagers can make more villagers, and we'll start with that part and go from there to get the new villager for the farming portion of it. Now, we do have to get some sheep sheared for the beds, so we're going to go out and hunt some sheep quick. So I did kind of forget that I already had the beds, but we'll make beds that are the same color now that I've got them. So we need 4. There we go. Gonna deposit some of this stuff quick. All right, so to make the villager breeder base part, we are going to need the 4 beds. We are going to need some trap doors, and we're going to need a fence post. Let's see. We do have the fence post already. We have some trap doors, but we're going to have to make at least 1 more. So we're going to make 1 more, and I'm not too worried about the looks again. This is a primarily functionality-based thing that I'm trying to get running as quick as possible, and we are going to try to sleep before we start doing any of this so that we don't get attacked. We're also going to use a couple of hoppers because I want to have this set up for the next part as soon as we are ready for it. And I also want to make sure we're giving enough distance from this area so I don't have to take it down right away. Although, who knows, that might get taken down eventually. So I'm going to do some quick measurements. All right, so we're going to set it up right here. This allows for us to be able to make sure there's going to be enough space on each side for the farmland for when we put in the farming villagers to make this both fully automated and give us some food in the process. Now we do want to put some hoppers down here where they're going to drop, and I am going to be building this up in the air, just to be clear. So it is going to be this being the bottom of it right here. So we're going to put, we want to go up at least 2 from there so that there is a space for the villagers to stand. And we will open this up a little bit because we got to be able to get a minecart in there to grab them, but we'll worry about that in a few moments. We're not at that point yet. So we're going to put a fence post here. And then right over where this fence post is, we're going to be putting beds. So we'll start with the first bed right here. Then we're going to try to jump up here, which I did make that impossible now. Okay, there we go. And we want to go, we're going to have to actually place a rock in each of these spots because we got to go like this. There we go. Now we can break those rocks. We don't actually want them there. So the villagers that are going to be being bred are going to get stood right here, but we do want to put something over this first. And we need to take that, and actually this needs to go up 1 more. We didn't need it there. We need it there. There we go. So we're going to put trapdoors around the outside of this, and we're going to break the center block, and this will give us our base area for the villagers to go into. But we do need to make some tracks so that we can get them up here. That is going to be the next thing that we do, and we might not have enough iron to do that yet. Alright, so to make the rails, we're going to need some iron, which we do have a decent amount of, but we might not have enough, actually, because we need to be able to make one of these, which takes 5, and then we're going to need to make a decent number of minecart tracks as well. So hopefully this will be enough rails to get us started. We did definitely have enough to do this, at least. So we're going to put these up, and we are going to just be doing this manually. I don't have powered rails at the moment, and I'm not going through the extra effort to get those, because I don't think they're going to be needed for this project. Might need them later, though. Well, probably will need them later more accurately. Alright, so we've got a pathway up. We're going to dig these guys out and hope that they don't get attacked by this guy. Actually, I think we got to take this guy out of the picture. Sorry, man. You turned zombo. You got to die. For real. There we go. And we're going to actually completely break this all up. And I've got a shovel, don't I? Yeah, why am I not using a shovel? Still box these guys in so that they can't go too far. And then we're going to put track and put down the minecart. We're going to break this, which, let's check hitboxes so we don't hit the villager on accident. He still hit himself. Really? Actually, will this maybe work in our favor? Because I think, can't a boat go into a minecart? Alright. I guess we got to break the second boat since Villager Doofus 1 decided to jump in with Villager Doofus 2. Of course you take damage because you're dumb. Alright. Let's get one of you into this. Oh, come on. Why can't I get you guys into the cart? I know that they sometimes prefer a curve. There we go. Got it. We're going to sleep before they get attacked or something like that. Alright, they're still both here. They're still both intact. We're still in an okay position here. Let's get this guy in here before something else happens. There we go. We got Doofus 1 in. And we're going to break him out of his little cart here. And he's on the wrong side. Why are you out here? I think he'll fix himself, though, if he falls asleep. And I don't think he should be able to jump off. I really hope he can't. Just to be safe, we're going to break these blocks that are near here so he can't try to pathfind to them. He hasn't looked like he's going to try to jump off yet, so I think we're okay. Now, did I pick up the cart? No, of course not. Cart did fall into this, so that makes that easy enough. We got to go grab Doofus 2 now. Doofus 2, come on. Oh, come on. Why are you fighting me so much? I really do hate villagers sometimes. There we go. Doofus 2, you're going to go up here, and you're going to go in with Doofus 1, sort of. Not exactly in the way that I intended, but... Oh, no, 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 no. Kerfuffle. Why it did that, I'm not sure. I really don't know why it did that. Probably because I left that gap there. Well, now we gotta go find another villager. That's gonna be fun. Back when I figure out how we're doing that. So plan 1, double check village and make sure there's no more villagers, has failed. We're on to plan 2, which is to look for another village, which kinda sucks. But that's what we're gonna have to do. Be back in hopefully not too long. Don't mind me, just traveling through a swamp trying to find a village. And I can see it from here. Hopefully this is actually a village though, because to be fair, Chunk Base has this listed as a zombie village. So I don't know if that actually means that they're all dead. We're gonna find out in a moment. But all 3 of the nearest villagers, or villages, are this direction anyways, so... Oh, looks like we found a, ruined portal. Couldn't remember the word for a moment there. A lot of lava on this one. It's kind of a cool thing in general to have a chest. Yes, it does. Not a very good one. Take the enchanted golden apple. Protection plate's not bad. We'll take the fire charge just because you don't run into those too. Alright, but back to the village. And nope, this is definitely an abandoned village. You can tell from here just by all the cobwebs. So I'm sure there's no actual villagers that are alive here. And there's another ravine in the middle. This scares me because ravines and sand are not a good mix. Alright, let's see if there's anything useful here. I don't think there will be any living villagers, though, because of the fact that this is abandoned. This building, though, in particular, might have something useful. There's a cat somewhere. Not that useful, though. Though I will take the bread just to have some better food on me. But there's the cat. And there's a zombie villager here, but that doesn't really help. I need a regular villager. Alright, so we're going to skip this village for now. We might come back and raid it later, because I don't really have the inventory space at the moment to do that. So we're going to head this direction. There should be another village about a couple hundred blocks this way. I'm going to go back and steal one of the beds from this village while we're here, though, because I do need that. Otherwise, I'm going to run into some real problems. Huh, we ran into another temple. Again, I don't have inventory space, but we'll have to keep in mind that there's a temple as well as an abandoned village to raid over here at some point. Alright, so we got another village on the horizon. Hopefully this one will have living villagers in it. And unfortunately, this village is literally miles and miles away. Probably 15 times further away than the village that we originally got our villagers from. So it's going to be a lot of fun trying to get one of these guys back. Hopefully I can figure out a good way to do it. But I really only brought a boat, so I'm kind of limited. I also want to find one that's a little bit higher up off the ground. So that guy looks like he's going to be pretty good for that. So let's see if we can grab one of these guys over here. Got one. Now, the fun of rowing all the way back over 2,000 blocks, I think. Over 1,000 blocks, actually. I don't think it's 2,000. We'll be back in a bit. And sometime later. Well, we've still got a ways to go, and I'm running out of supplies to even try to push this guy any further. So I think I'm going to have to go back to our home base, pick up more supplies, and then come back here to get this guy. Hopefully we don't run into any issues doing that. And it's not very close. We've still got quite a ways to go. Alright, so I finally found my way back home. I can barely tell that I'm there from here just because of the, oh, almost just jumped off a cliff there. Oh, there's actually a cave over here. Ah, cool. I still remember seeing that in the very first episode and thought that was really interesting. The little alcove there. But, did make it back. I don't know if we're going to have this done today like I expected to, because I don't see how I'm getting that villager all the way back here in a single episode, not with the amount of time that I have to try to dedicate to getting him here. Anyways, I don't really have the supplies to try to get him here any quicker, and villagers are just notoriously bad for trying to maneuver around. I, again, didn't really expect to be not having 3 villagers in here, or at least 2 that didn't kill themselves in a wall because it was my fault. It was completely my fault. But that point aside, I don't know if I can have this finished now by the end of the episode like I planned to. So I think what I might try to do is I might try to raid those towns that we ran into for supplies, and then go from there. Still want to try to get that other villager back here, but it's going to take a very long time at the rate things were going, because I've already spent almost 30 minutes just trying to get him here, and I got him about 1/10 of the way back. So, yeah, and I went through an entire shovel trying to do that, too. And sometime later. Alright, so I decided to finish getting that second villager here off camera. So there is now 2 villagers in this little pod area, sort of. One of them still standing on the outside, but that should change overnight, because when they wake up, they will end up going back in the middle, since it's the best spot for them to stand. I do want to get some food, however, because I want to see if we can make a baby. But we might have to wait 1 day, actually, for that, because I think if they're not both in there, I might have just a baby running around here. Alright, it's the next morning, and it looks like we're good. They are both in the little pen in the middle, which is where we need them to be. So we're going to pillar ourselves up here. And we got a bunch of carrots here. We just want to throw enough that they will be interested and have a baby. So let's see what happens. Unfortunately, they're mostly interested in me at the moment, although they're now looking at each other. I don't think we're there yet, so we're going to throw a whole bunch more down. Does take quite a bit at first. And they're throwing food at each other. Do think we might have a problem because I don't think that's supposed to open up like that. So we might have to wait one more night, because that should have been opening up the other way. At least that's a problem I've had in the past. Well, we're going to leave them be for a minute, see if we get any luck with this. And if we don't, we will fix that overnight. One thing we can work on, though, while waiting for that, is we can set up the farming area that we're going to need. So I think we'll start working on that. So we're going to pull this up first. We don't really need this down here anymore, but we will basically be putting the same sort of marking area up above. And what we need for this is we're going to need a lot of cobblestone for the walls, or whatever building material you really want for that. We will need a decent amount of dirt, probably at least 2 stacks, just for a single pod. We are going to need some water buckets, but I've got at least 1 bucket with me. I might want to grab more than that, though. And then we'll need plenty of whatever food item we're going to use, and I'm going to start with carrots. So I'm going to build that right over here, and we'll do that all in one go. I'm going to try a different way of recording that, see if it works, and if it doesn't, you're going to see a weird little button right somewhere above me that'll stand out like a sore thumb. So hopefully it'll all work out. Alright, so the base area here has been constructed. I've even planted in most of the crops. It's all watered. And I've even fixed this, I thought, but I still haven't had any new villagers yet. So I'm still trying to figure out what's gone wrong here. I don't think I've screwed up the setup. I don't think that's the issue. And I've had problems sometimes before getting them to start. Thing is, once they start, I'm usually fine, but that initial getting them going can be very difficult sometimes. So I'm going to try throwing them some of this bread. Maybe a different food source will help. Don't think so. Pretty sure that's not a mechanic. Why are you headbanging? Okay, something is definitely a bit off with these guys right now. They're definitely picking up the food, but man, do they only want to headbang. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to leave them alone for a minute. If I go away, they might try to help each other out a little bit here, so we're going to see if that helps. They're just looking at the one piece of bread that managed to slip through. I'll pick that up. Grab the few carrots that are also in here that they keep tossing to each other. Anything? I have a feeling we're going to have problems with this. Which drives me nuts. I really wish villagers were more consistent, because I don't think there's anything wrong with what's set up here. So maybe, just to get things started, we will go and grab one more villager from the second village that I found. It may be faster than waiting for these guys to try to make another villager, especially since a path has already been made to get them here. So I think I'm going to try to do that quick. So I'll be back in another 20 minutes probably by the time I actually get them back here. Alright, so I managed to drag another village idiot over here. Hopefully he's not actually a village idiot. I don't want any, I forget what the name is, but either way, we're going to push him up there. I don't know why that does that, but it's awesome. And he's going to take that job, and now we just got to hope that maybe this works. We'll find out. I do need to block this off quick before he tries to come out this way. And I don't have any glass on me to finish off the ceiling, so grab the glass. And for the moment, we're actually just going to put the one there. And hopefully this will now work. At the very least, this should work for providing food, and we're going to wait to see if that actually does happen. Alright, well, they're at least paying attention to each other now. He may not have enough food in his inventory yet to be giving them anything, to be fair, since he's only been in there for a couple of moments. The garden's not even fully planted or anything yet, so that may be part of the problem there, is that he's just not filled up on inventory enough to finish taking care of this. But I think we're going to call this an episode. And if we're still continuing to have problems as of the next time I go to do recordings, I will probably be spending some time off camera trying to do some troubleshooting. And if I figure out what I did wrong here, I will let you know. I think I've fixed anything that I knew that I didn't do quite correctly after double checking the tutorial. And I will leave a tutorial to the link to the tutorial that I followed by Impulse SV in the description. So please check that out if you're actually interested in finding out how to build one of these things yourself. That's it for today's episode. Hopefully it comes out okay. I'm trying a couple of different things. I'm using a different camera. It's actually my old camera, but I'm hoping that it makes it so I don't have any syncing issues with the audio, which I've been having with most of my videos lately. And then there's also the fact that I'm trying out the replay mod, which is... You'll have either seen it via video recording, fast forward from first person, or if it actually worked correctly from third person. So, and that will show, and that'll have shown me building that. So that will be it for today's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will see you in another episode. Bye.